Alright, so I think I'm recording, but I never know. Alright, so let's take a look at these interval notation problems. This is from day one. Um, they give us a graph on a number line, and they want us to describe the interval that's shaded. Um, so I can see that it's -4 is included in this set, and all of the numbers to the left of -4. So with the arrow being shaded, I know that I'm starting at -infinity, and that's this as small as it can be. Interval notation always has a smaller value, comma, a larger value. I have -4. Now, in interval notation, we'll always either use a parenthesis or a bracket on each end. And when we have our -infinity and +infinity, it's always going to be a parenthesis. And now to determine whether I have a bracket at this endpoint, is this a solid dot or is it hollow? It's solid, so we include it. -4 is included in this set of numbers. So this is what I'm looking for among these choices, which looks to me like it's choice B. I could immediately at the beginning of this problem rule out choices C and D, because you will never have a bracket around either one of the infinities, and in D it's always a smaller value, comma, a larger value. -4 is not smaller than -infinity, so there's no way it could have been choices C or D. Let's look at the next one. This time I'm interested in the set of real numbers that are between -3 and +5, including -3 and excluding +5. So the smaller value is the -3, the larger value is 5. When it's a solid dot, you have a bracket. When it's a hollow dot, you have a parenthesis, and you'll often hear me say closed bracket and open parenthesis. So we look among our choices here, and it looks to me to be choice A. There's no way that we would have chose D, because it's not a smaller value, comma, a larger value. It's 5 is bigger than -3. No way could I have chosen that. So among the other choices, with one being solid and one being hollow, it has to be A. So here I'm interested in the set of all real numbers that are strictly bigger than -1. So my smallest value here is -1, but I'm not including it in the set, so it's a parenthesis. I have my arrow shaded. Don't confuse it with the number 6. I never have a bracket around infinities. So this is what I'm looking for among the choices, and I see that in choice D. Here the entire number line is shaded. So the left arrow being shaded is -infinity. There's no holes in the graph, and all the way to +infinity. So that's what we would write, an open parenthesis, -infinity, comma, +infinity, and a parenthesis. So there it is in choice A. No way would I ever choose choice B, because you'll never have brackets around either one of the infinities. No way would I choose choice D, because it's always a smaller value, comma, a larger value. Here the infinity is as big as it gets, so the order of that's reversed. And here you have to either have a parenthesis or a bracket. So the other choices I can eliminate, because there's no way that there'd ever be a picture that they relate to. So it has to be A if it's any one of these choices. I'm interested in the set of real numbers that are strictly less than -4. My arrow is shaded there, so I know that I'm at -infinity, and then my biggest value here, -4. But I'm excluding -4, so it's an open parenthesis, and I never include either one of the infinities. So this is what I'm looking for, and I see that in choice A. If I had looked among the choices, there's no way that I would have picked choice C, because you'll never have a bracket at -infinity, and -4 is not smaller than -infinity, and a bracket there. No way would I choose choice D. There's not going to ever be a graph that would match up to those. Now, In B, I would have picked B had that dot been shaded solid, then I would have picked B, but it's hollow, so the choice is A. Here I'm interested in the numbers, the set of real numbers that are between -3 and +5, excluding -3 and including +5. So my smaller number is -3, my larger one is 5. I exclude -3, so that's an open parenthesis. I include +5, that's a square bracket, a closed bracket. So I'm looking for choice B here. No way would you ever convince me to choose D, because that's a larger value, comma, a smaller value. It always goes smaller value, comma, larger value. So D, there's no way that it could have been D. All right, so let's move on. Here I'm interested in values of real numbers that are greater than or equal to -1. Well, no way are you going to convince me to pick C, because that has a bracket around the infinity symbol there. Now, let's take a look at what's shaded there. I've got -1, but on the right-hand side, I've got the arrow, so that's positive infinity. So there is always an open parenthesis around infinity, and because this is shaded, I have a bracket, so that looks to me to be choice B. For some reason, I've seen people, when they see this arrow and they see the closest number 6, that's why I made A choice, that I put 6 in there. But see, you're not stopping at 6. It's not a solid dot or hollow dot. You know, it's going, well, I mean, it is solid, but it's going through 6. 6 is in the set, but also 6.1, 6.0001, you know, everything to the right of 6, all the way to infinity, is in the set. Here in number 8, we have 2 intervals of interest. So remember, these intervals always go a smaller number, comma, a larger number. And here, with the endpoints being darkened with solid circles, we include the endpoints in our set, and we indicate that in interval notation with a square bracket. Since we have a jump, we have to have that union symbol. And then here, 0 to 5, both endpoints are solid dots, so I use brackets, not parentheses. So either the real number is in this interval from -4 to -2, or it's in this interval from 0 to 5, including all of those endpoints. So now they give me a problem that is not multiple choice. I have to produce my own answer. The arrow is shaded, so I know that's negative infinity. Negative infinity is as small as it gets, so there's not a number smaller, and it goes smaller number, comma, a larger number, -6. Since that's a solid dot, I have a bracket here. Since I have a break in the graph, I have a jump, so I need a union symbol, and then I've got -3 all the way to +5, those values. I include -3 because it's a solid dot. I exclude +5. +5 is not shaded. It's not a part of this set. And there's my answer. That describes the infinite set of numbers that are shaded on this number line. So here again I have 2 intervals. The smallest value here, -4, and the larger value, -2. -4 is solid, so I'll need a bracket there. This is hollow, so I exclude that endpoint. Then I have a jump in the graph, so I need that you're in this interval or the numbers in this interval. Here, both of the endpoints are hollow dots. They're not included in the set, so I don't use square brackets. I use open parentheses because those are both hollow, and there's my answer for problem 10. For problem 11, it's almost the entire set of real numbers. We've got negative infinity shaded here. So from negative infinity to -4, that's an interval. And -4 is excluded, so it has an open parenthesis. Since there's a break in the graph, I need a union. And then between -4 and positive, well, and 0. 0 is not positive or negative. From -4 to 0, and since those are both hollow, I use open parentheses. There's a break in the graph, so I need another union. From 0 to 2, then there's a break in the graph. I need another union. Now, all numbers greater than 2 all the way up to infinity is 2 comma infinity. So this is the set of, this describes the set of all real numbers excluding these three values, excluding -4, 0, and +2. Any other number is in that set. Then the last problem for this homework assignment. On the left, this interval, we've got -infinity, the arrow is shaded there, and -4, it's hollow. So I've got from -infinity, I never have a bracket around positive or negative infinity. -4, since it's hollow, it's an open parenthesis. Or I'm here between 0 and 2, and both of those are hollow. So both of those have open parentheses. Then there's a break, another break in the graph, and I've got a union. And then 2 all the way out to infinity. 2 to infinity, and I never have a square bracket. I never include, because negative infinity and positive infinity are not truly numbers. It's an abstract idea. It's that you're heading to the right forever. You're going towards the idea of a largest number, but there is no largest number, so you just keep going to the right. Anyway, hopefully that helps with the first day of this interval notation. I'll talk to you later.